Alright, so how do you use the budget? Um, we have everything set up. We're on the envelopes tab. We have our bank account, our checking account amount in, and we have every penny of it divided up into specific envelopes. So we have a zero difference. And we also have established what fund we want to have our emergency fund, which if you don't have a savings account or an extra fund or extra money, this would just be zero. So how do you use the budget? Again, this envelopes tab is the number one most used tab. This is where you actually do all of the work. The buttons on the side here, the cash amount, this is tied to the other two buttons on the overall budget tab that we didn't discuss, so I'm going to skip that for now. In a later video, I'll post advanced options. Show budget, show payday, show history. Again, these are all buttons that'll show and hide different tabs, and we'll get to the payday. But so this is essentially how you use the budget. You have all of these amounts in envelopes, and as you spend money, you take them out of the envelope. And as you would get money, obviously your envelope would will get higher. So how do you take money out of an envelope? The first thing that you would do is you would identify which envelope you need to take the money out of, and you would click it. So if I click let's say I spent gas money, and so I'll click the envelope. This text box or this pop-up will come up, and it'll tell you what envelope you clicked, the current amount in it, and then here is the information you need to input for every transaction. So you can select a date, which a lot of times I don't specifically go back and pick the exact date. I just allow it be whatever date I inputted the transaction. You don't want to overwork yourself or be so detailed and specific that it gets too burdensome to actually maintain. So let's say that I got gas and I got $23.33, or how about 23.01, because I never can hit the amount exactly. This description field, it's optional. You can type in anything you want here or nothing at all. When these transactions get saved in history, this field will get saved. So maybe you want to specify a certain thing about this transaction. So like I may say I got gas at Marathon because it's the best place to get gas. And once you click save, what this will do is it'll take the $40 that was in the envelope, and it'll subtract out the amount. Again, the type debit, I'm subtracting money out. If I was adding money to it, I would credit. But this is a debit. I click save. And as you can see, the gas envelope subtracted that 23.01. The total in envelopes went down, and my total in bank didn't change because I didn't change that. So you can see I have that difference. Again, and then this last activity field, this tells you the last thing that you inputted in. So this is very helpful to figure out what was the last thing that you did to your budget. And that's essentially how you take money out of envelopes. Let's say a savings, if I wanted to add money, I would do the credit. So maybe I had $300 from a birthday gift. Click save. So that added to my savings. This difference, again, our goal is to always make that equal to zero. So if I checked the balance in my bank, I would hope to see that I had $1,601.24, essentially what I have in my envelopes. Because every transaction that comes out of my bank account, I need to manually input it in these envelopes. That may seem tedious. So there's different ways that you can input transactions, or I figure out or track what transactions you have to put in. some people keep receipts, and they'll keep a receipt of everything, and then at the end of the week they'll go and go through every single receipt. What really helps Lana and I is we have online banking, and as most people do. So this will probably be more beneficial for you if I show you the online banking option that what we do. So I'll pull up we have Huntington, and this is, a typical online banking. No matter what bank you have, you'll see something similar. But it'll show you your transaction history. And luckily with Huntington, there's a category option where like we can mark stuff off as like done. So that's how we keep track of what we've put in the budget and what we haven't put in yet. So the last two things that we put in the budget are here marked as done. So these remaining transactions that we have not put in the budget. So whenever we sit down together to update our budget, we'll just come here and see what the last thing that we marked done as, and we know that we have these transactions. So let me show you. Let me get this balance here and put this. Let's pretend that I actually have that much money in the bank, and so let me make this difference 0 real quick. 10,000, 250. Okay, so I'm going to pretend that this is my budget. This is Lana and I's, and the total in bank is, I have that much in the bank because this is the last balance. This is the last time we updated the budget. And I have that much in the envelope, so my difference is 0, which is correct. So looking at this, every penny that is in my checking account is identified in some envelope. And if I'm looking at the envelopes, some are a lot low, and my hunting fund is good to go. So this is how I would update my budget. So I would go to my online banking, and I would see, okay, I have a Huntington $20 credit. So I would figure out, okay, where do I want to put that money? Let's say it's savings. I'm going to I click the envelope, click credit, amount 20, and I'm not going to put a description. So again, here's the last activity, and I'm going to just run through here quick and show you what it will look like as I go through. So here's a debit from an investment that we're doing. So $477.39. I'm going to take that out of savings again, I guess. 49, 477.39. Okay, save. A check for 170. Let's just pretend that is house payment. So again, this is debit. I'm leaving the dates as the same, even though some of these dates are different. Walmart $34.59. Let's say that's groceries. $34.59. And UPS $2.10. So that's miscellaneous, $2.10. Okay, so you notice that I updated a bunch of my envelopes. My total envelopes is this amount. I still haven't updated my bank, and I have this difference. Now when I go and I grab the last balance, what is my current balance in my checking account, I want to put that in for what's it, total. Oops, sorry. Clicking all these buttons. What's total in bank? So I just copied and pasted exactly what was in that in my last balance. I'm going to put that in and enter, and my difference is 0, and that's what I want. I want to see that my difference is 0 after I update everything in my transactions, that it's equal to 0. Oh, and I'm getting close to the 10-minute mark, so I will continue on part 2.